Dermot, it's so cool to finally meet you.
What's up? How are you?
I feel like I'm the only person in Ireland who hasn't met you yet, so I'm thrilled that we're getting this, even if it's
Nice.
via Skype, FaceTime, Zoom, who knows what we're using. But
Yeah.
how have you been keeping?
Good, yeah. I've been busy. I've been busier than I thought I'd be. I
Yeah.
was kind of concerned at some point that coming off tour into nothing would be difficult for me, and it really just hasn't been nothing at all. There's been so many things I've had to do, and like even the fact that I can't get into the studio, I've had to like build my own mini studio and learn how to produce music and stuff like that. So I've been flat out, honestly, probably busier than I was on tour.
It's funny because a lot of us have been saying, this was the time to pause and take a break, but
Yeah.
everyone has found different things to be doing. But have you been missing anything? Because I've been speaking to a lot of musicians and what they say they've been missing, and it's not from an ego point of view, but they've been missing the sound and the energy of a crowd. Do you miss that?
Yeah, of course. But also, and I don't want to seem like that doesn't mean the world to me, but like I've done that most nights for the last 3 years almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was kind of high time for a break, honestly. And I can't wait to get back. And we were talking about it the other night, and I can't imagine how good it's going to feel when we get to do that again. But I'm still good. Like I'm still say in the mindset where it feels like a break between tours, like it feels okay. And now, like for me, it's not that I wanted to take a break and stop working. It just feels good to be in one place, honestly,
Yeah.
and to sleep properly and eat properly and just relax,
Because what's that like, Dermot? I mean, we all think it's living the dream, and it is. There's no doubt
It
that
is.
you are living your dream.
Yeah.
But what we seem to forget is that you are out on the road a lot. So you're missing the small things in life, like someone's birthday party, like mates catching up for a coffee.
Uh-huh.
How do you deal with all of that stuff?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how much it means to you, right? Like if you want to do something great, if you want to really, really achieve something, anyone who's ever done that, I don't think there's anyone who will ever say there wasn't sacrifices, the sacrifices in anything you want to do. So for me, it means an awful lot of travel and being away all the time, but also like it won't be that way forever. It's just if you want to achieve something, you have to go at it head first and full on. And if there was a time when, for the sake of a birthday party, if I was like, can I like cancel this and this, and then if I didn't get somewhere, I'd be worried that that's what sort of tripped me up, or that's what made me sort of slow down in my career. And so I can't handle that potential regret. And so you make a deal with yourself, I guess, that it's just flat out. Yeah.
But your career is amazing. I mean, you just posted on your Instagram stories this time last year, you were in Times Square. Now, for most of us, the dream, Dermot, is to be in Times Square. Like that feeling itself is quite overwhelming. But when you turn around and you look up and go, oh my God, that is me looking bigger than I've ever seen me. Like I'm so huge. I'm a giant. Like, like there's me as a giant on a billboard. What's that moment like for you? That has to be myself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I like when I was there, I went back that evening, I think, because it was nice just to go and there was no one with me and it was kind of calm just to see it and actually let that moment sink in. And so I went back at night and and you're very conscious of the fact, like, you're like, I may not get this again. Like, I have to really appreciate this. And it's a crazy thing. But also, when you put in the work and it's so gradual and there's so many setbacks and all that along the way, it doesn't feel that crazy because you're like, no, I really have done all the work to get to this point. It's not as if, like, I was busking yesterday and now my thing's on a billboard. Yeah. It's like I have pursued this. But no, like, it's not lost on me. It's a very beautiful thing. Yeah.
We all talk about the big moments because I think they're the moments that you remember, right? So they're the ones that stand out. But what are some of the smaller moments where you do go, oh my God, this is tiny, but for me, this is me realizing I'm living out my dream?
Yeah. So there's a lot of that. And that's what means the most to me. Like, after we played the first night at the 3 Arena at Christmas, basically friends and family had organized that just a massive group of all the people I'm closest to, like family and my best friends, were all in one of the dressing rooms, and just that counts for everything to me, honestly. It's like, I don't know, the gigs are the most special thing, of course, but like to be able to go back and see everyone that means the most to you, and like we were just talking about, to have been away all the time and these people are still there for you, it's a very, that stuff really is the proper sort of thing. And it's smaller stuff, like it's little mini things that might happen in the studio, like, or say if like the first time I was talking to Hosier, I was like, oh, this is why I do this. Like he's such a good role model for someone like me. And so it just little, yeah, you're right, it's the little things that really do count and make you feel like you've sort of arrived in a way.
Yeah. You mentioned gigs there. You were playing, as you said yourself, a once in a lifetime gig, some summer night at the London Natural History Museum. That place is overwhelming just if you go as a tourist. But how did you make that dream happen?
Yeah, I mean, it was a Zoom call with a bunch of us, and we were trying to figure out, because we went from, like I said, nonstop tour to setting up your phone at home and playing on Instagram Live or Facebook Live, and that's hard. Like that was a strange transition, and so this is a way for us to do something that feels like a show, like a proper show, where we're all playing together and there's a full arrangement and full production and all that stuff. And obviously there's no audience, which is a shame, but like we will still have that sense of connection. And so we were just trying to figure out venues, and the Natural History Museum in London got thrown out there. And I don't know, like I have thought that in the past, and I thought, like, imagine playing a show there, and it just seems so unrealistic, but they are really, really accommodating, and it just sort of took shape over time. So it's crazy.
I mean, on top of that, yourself and Paul Mescal are island sweethearts at the moment. But
He's
we
the
never
guy.
well, so are you, and we never knew that there was a connection between the two of you. How did you make that, like, why did you think he'd be the perfect fit for this?
We were just talking, like, the fact that there won't be an audience opens it up in such a beautiful way for the sense of production. And I have always been so drawn to like making things as theatrical as possible. Like, and so sometimes a gig, when it's just song back to back, it can feel quite limited in that sense. And it's just like, I don't know, like you spend so long writing these songs full of imagery and you try and set these scenes that sometimes it's like, this is like, it can feel quite limited. And so with this, it's a beautiful thing. You can really have a narrative play out, and there's no crowd and there'll be no interruptions and stuff. So we just started talking about an actor, and then I was like, well, this is perfect. I'll just message like him. And so I'd been talking to him previously, and I just reached out and he was up for it, which is just a really cool thing, because I know it's been a crazy year for him. So, I mean, it'd be very easy for him to be like, nah, I'm sort of chilling for a second, and he's not. So it's amazing.
And I love it because like you two have brought about very Irish iconic moments. I mean, Paul with the chain and the O'Neill shorts. And I love that you're doing this in London. You're taking it around the world, but the room that you're playing in has special significance as well. There's an Irish connection to that too.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, so there used to be a big giant dinosaur in that main hall, and now it's a blue whale. And that blue whale was found off the coast of Wexford, I think in the 1800s. But yeah, I mean, to play under that's going to feel insane.
It's all about hope as well, isn't it? Because
that's what they call the whale, yeah. And that's always been such a sort of integral part of what I do. So like, yeah, you never want to seem cheesy, but it kind of feels slightly serendipitous in a way. It does.
And part of the proceeds as well are going to Black Lives Matters. Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, like I don't even like, I think we were talking about it the other day. I don't even feel like there's an awful lot I could say that it would explain why I would do that. You know, it's obvious, right? Like it's barefaced. Yeah. So.
And tickets are on sale as of Friday, the 10th of July. So that's very exciting. All over the world. Like this is massive.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I want people, I've seen like a couple of comments, people being like, oh, I can't get a flight to London. And it's like, no, like you can get it wherever you want. So just buy a ticket.
You can watch from the comfort of your own room. I know I'm going to be talking to my Irish friends about it, but I'm also going to my Australian friends and going, look, this is where you can get it as well.
Yes,
so that's great.
Yeah.
And And there's no limit on the tickets, which is brilliant.
No, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I want as many people to be part of it as possible, because honestly, like, it's so easy to try and sell tickets and be like, this is a once in a lifetime thing, but it really is. Like, I don't know when I'll play somewhere like this again. So,
well, look, we're really looking forward to it. I hope,
nice one.
I know that that's a once in a lifetime thing, but I'm hoping that you and I chatting will actually happen again. It's been
Nice
such
one.
a pleasure. Lovely to
Cheers.
meet you.
You too. All the best.